snow and what's coming your way.
The wind has really picked up.
The whole building is destroyed.
Local News Live. Weekdays at 2 on P3 TV at CW.
Atlanta News First and the American Parkinson's Disease Association are teaming up to fight Parkinson's. Join us for the Optimism Walk at Brooklyn Park, Saturday, May 10th. Sign up online or scan the code.
Your younger self. I know that clear skin seems impossible right now, but you'll realize that the
Okay.
progress, not perfection. It's about celebrating life's wins, big and small, and being proud in your skin. I want you to know that the confidence you project will inspire others. And one day, you'll pass on the promise of clear skin to your loved ones. Proactive, clearing skin and building confidence since 1995. Start your proactive journey at proactive.com and get a free pore cleansing brush.
Hi, everyone.
Hey there. Heard about what happened with you and Ben.
Yeah, I really don't want to talk about it.
Business and family, yeah, that's tough. When me and Roseanne worked together at the lunchbox, we fought like cats and dogs.
Better not. Go away.
Yeah, there was this time where she told me she thought my loose meat could use a little bit more salt. So I held the spatula on the grill till it turned red hot, and I went after her with that. There was this time where she didn't like the guy that I was dating.
Yeah, but it was different with you and Roseanne. You had a complicated sister relationship. Also, she thought you were an unhinged fruitcake.
And what was her favorite dessert at Christmas?
Crunch apple pie.
She loved me, and you can't stand it.
All right, NXT time, huh? I'm gonna be eating my dinner during this because it's the first time I'm eating today. I finished work a little too late to
Years in a row, our agenda is you.
a little too late to get lunch, so if I can get out of bed early enough tomorrow, I'll just do it then. But I already know I'm gonna be up late tonight. I gotta study for my exam next Wednesday, and then I gotta do AEW. I don't know the status of LS11 NXT. I've not asked. I don't care to ask. What the fuck? Why did my Spotify start? Like, I tried to hit play on Spotify like an hour ago, and it just started randomly working now. Weird.
Nah, you know I ain't even going out like that right there. Over. Every single time it comes to me, get what's mine. Over, you always find the easy way out. What more do you want? I want my title back. I want my one-on-one. A title that people put in. I'm Trick Williams. I'm the face of this brand. I ain't no regular joke. You're not hungry, you're entitled. Did you maybe think the reason you didn't win back the NXT championship was because Trick Williams is a whiny bitch? The two that are holding gold aren't gonna play a game. The TNN World Champion is locking eyes with Oma Femi, the NXT champion.
Is this my favorite Rebel? Women's, yes. Men's, no. Overall show, maybe.
Because we are back in Orlando, Florida. Welcome to NXT on the CW presented.
All right. Kicking off NXT. Who are we kicking it off with? It worked! Vic said Joe Hendry. I mean, yeah, as a whole, this is probably my favorite Rumble pay-per-view. First year that it felt like the Rumble was more than just the Rumbles. I'm good, but I'm exhausted. Taking off with Joe Hendry. You love to see it. Like that he's still wearing the WrestleMania shirt. Biggest moment in his career. Let him soak it in. That's what I'd say. I don't know, man. Favorite card this season? You're asking me to pick that off the top of my head. I don't know. I really don't know.
Say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry is back from the NXT universe. And what a journey it's been. I've just wrestled Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
To give you guys an idea of what my day has looked like, I woke up about 8 o'clock. I think. Let me... Actually, I can use my Ring camera to tell you what time I left my house.
Unfortunately, you know what happens next. Trick Williams attacked me when my back was turned.
Can we unmute the feed, please? Thank you. Okay, yeah, I left the house at 7:45 this morning. And I got back home at 7 o'clock this evening. I was gone for 12 hours today. In that time, I did 62 deliveries.
You used to be someone that could leave that locker room. You were Mr. Let's talk about it. But the truth is, you just can't stand the fact they were talking about Trick Williams. They were talking about Joe Hendry. And what they were saying was, we believe.
As I say, I assume Trick is showing up any second now.
And you're not just entitled, you're arrogant. Because instead of looking within,
Randy handpicked Hendry for Mania. Yeah, I heard that.
that you couldn't win back the NXT Championship. And you know that Oba Femi won't just give you another title match for that championship, so you thought you would just hop on over and take a shot at the TNA World Champion. Trick, let me assure you, I am an entertainer, but I also have an insight, so I recognize this is, and I will not fall for the deception. So I'm going to make it nice and easy. Trick, I'm going to see your name and make you appear. Trick Williams, get your ass out here right now!
For the second week in a row, we've got a Joe Hendry swear. Oh, Dark State's coming after Joe. Uh-oh.
But he
Anyone gonna come to the rescue of Joe Hendry? God, that powerbomb is sick. All right, well, what a way to start the show.
I know it's been a couple weeks, but congratulations on your victory at WrestleMania, and welcome back to NXT.
Thank you, Ava.
You're welcome. I knew you were coming because I know you've had your hands full with Julia and Roxanne on Raw, so I figured the tag match was perfect. Have you found your partner yet?
Well, no yet. But I will. Tonight, Julia and Roxanne at all my partner. Look, I'll have your back tonight, Ava. Whatever gets me one step closer to the NXT Women's Championship. Okay. So, the juggernaut and the genius of the sky. I like the sound of that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're alluding to earlier, it's a huge main event here tonight. After what is happening on Monday Night Raw, the Women's World Champion is here, teaming with Jordan Grace.
That'll be a fun tag match. Although, can we just get Roxanne and Julia officially on main roster at this point, not bouncing them back and forth? Okay. Yeah, Ricky and Lexus up next.
So trash? It's my business card. Our laboratory. The 32-part pilot. One is demanding we deliver panic and diamond.
Choose one appetizer and two entrees. Applebee's famous 2 for $25 new sizzling skillets steak.
Yet another toothpaste that does not like it. Girl, it's wax.
Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest gives fever to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth. For white your teeth in 1 day. That's
Can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird.
no. It's a train, not a train.
Lovely. That bird really did it. Only paid for what you needed.
Okay. So we're going to be multitasking tonight. We're going to watch NXT. I'm going to do graphics and stuff. I'm also going to write AEW for this week because I don't even have it written, let alone recorded. And after I stream, I promised my wife I would study for this fucking exam I got to take next week because I failed it twice now, and third time's the charm. So I gotta study for it before I lose access to my study account, which closes on Monday.
For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience, the best the man can get is Gillette Labs.
You know, sometimes my life can be a little crazy. That's why when you find stability, you gotta grab it and hold on to it. Like how Verizon just lets you lock in a low price for 3 years, even if you're already a customer. Is that even real? That's not just for me. And they give you a free phone on any plan. Who's doing that? Nobody.
I mainly went live because Hendry was on NXT tonight. I was gonna, if they hadn't announced Hendry to be on the show, or he hadn't shown up last week, I was probably gonna not do
Betting on my future means leaving about
It's your time to take the lead. This is AJ's biggest game. I'm just trying to do right by my son.
long story short, I was gonna take the night off and just work, but like I pretty much got to pull a late night working to get AEW done in time. I sent Ray a text just asking if he could maybe have NXT out tomorrow, so that I could have an extra day for AEW if needed.
Vegas, the home site of WrestleMania week. Women's tag team titles on the line. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, a dominant performance. Strong effort by Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. But Oblivion would seal the deal. And a championship retention for the women's tag team champions.
You guys were so close to beating Liv Morgan last week. Yeah, not to mention, she almost won the TNA Knockouts tag titles on Sunday. We weren't even pinned at Rebellion. Right, I don't understand. Even pinned at Rebellion. And I just feel like if we had one more opportunity, we would win that one.
Don't worry about these losers. Look, we gotta go. Because I just got you a match against Sol Ruka.
First of all, don't do that. They're not losers.
Sorry, ladies. Anyways, look, I just want you to get ready. Hello?
Yeah, no, I heard you. I have a match with Soul. When?
Tonight.
Tonight? I'm not ready.
What you mean you're not ready? Girl, you better get ready. And after you win tonight, we have a title match. Come on, let's go.
We? What title match? Crash.
Looks like we got
All right. But yeah, currently I got nothing to advertise for you for AEW. Let me get the card written, then I will. It's only going to be a 4-match show. I can't be asked to do 5 right now. Quite simply, can't be asked. So, Lexus King definitely ain't winning this. He could be someone that kind of, if they do a draft this year, which I feel like they're going to. Usually they do it like the end of May. Maybe after Backlash they'll do it. I don't know. We'll see. But oh my god, why is my phone going nuts? Always. Anyways, if they do a draft, Lexus King is someone I could see maybe getting called up as kind of a unexpected one.
For WrestleMania week. There to deliver an absolutely incredible event. More than lived up to the hype, but everyone in the wake is still buzzing about the revolution, about Ricky Saints, the North American champion. Everyone that is, except Lexus King. He did some stuff. He walked away and still brought the champion. This man dropped on that cold seabed and showed you what it is all about. That's what one-on-one, and you can see already the animosity between the two.
Because I've got my card for Full Gear, which is going to be on the 17th for reference. Rusev might actually destroy Otis, and Black will win in a minute on Friday against Miz. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't have much to add to that right now.
Last week. Did he surprise you by showing
But yeah, I'm gonna write AEW. I'm gonna record it, and then I'm gonna write AEW. And then as soon as this stream's over, I'll give my wife the 30 minutes of studying I promised I'd do. Then 10:30, I'll record AEW. I'll get that edited. I'm gonna shower, and then I'll get it uploading, and I'll go to bed. Yeah, that all makes sense. And then tomorrow I'll go deliver. I'll make enough money to pay rent. Come home. I get the night off streaming. I'll work on Honor Club and Main Event. I'll try and get both of those done. And Thursday, I'll try and actually have a day off. Because I haven't had one of those in a week. I haven't had one of those in a while, actually. I get to see an old friend on Saturday, though, so I'm excited about that. But by all means, questions are allowed. I don't have much to add, really. So what I'll do tomorrow is I'll try and wake up early. Try and get started early tomorrow. That way I can maybe get home at a decent time. Yeah. But yeah, by all means, questions to distract me from my brain working like scrambled eggs right now.
Even if that's right in your driveway. Have a good day. I love you. SafeLight makes it easy. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, explore your best beard ever. But just for men.
It's time to change the way you think about pets. Eat Always Pocket Flex Foam. Full-size protection and a tiny top. It's made of foam, not fluff. For up to 0 fume and up to 0 leak. And it absorbs more. Ready to go? Where do you go? Always Pocket Flex Foam.
Touch can mean so many things.
I think Miz matches way ranges. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin. And fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
I made the decision to move here with you. And I made a good choice. Sullivan's Crossing. Season premiere Wednesday, May 14th.
Mello versus Blackett could be. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Alistair jumping right into the U.S. title scene.
And your life could change forever.
We can't stop car crashes. We can't make your pain and suffering disappear. But we can hold those responsible accountable.
Justice is about accountability. And at Stewart Simmons, we fight to make sure that you and your family get the justice that you deserve. Let the Lions fight for you.
Let's see. See, the hard part is I gotta look and like constantly cross-check myself to remember what did I do last week on AEW.
This is how we first
We can tell you precisely where this tornado is. 7:27. That's in 4 minutes. You need to be in your safe spot.
This is why we first alert.
We are going to be on the air with you every step of the way. Time is running out for the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway.
Okay, I cannot remember. I need to check something. He would have to find a new move because the Black Mass probably won't affect Fatu.
Tickets are limited, so get yours now.
I got nothing. I had 1,000,001 thoughts of how I was going to respond to that, but ultimately, I got nothing.
I couldn't do this without your support. Check out what kind.
finish the IWGP Heavyweight Championship set on the AEW Champion was main eventing Double or Nothing.
Will be the North American champion when NXT hits the Tampa Battleground Memorial Day weekend. It's a
Because if you're gonna say that a move won't affect someone, if you're gonna say every move won't affect Jacob Fatu, because it feels like every time we talk about Jacob Fatu fighting someone, you're like, oh, well, they'll need to find a different move because their move won't affect him. What move does affect him, Zach? What move does affect him then? That's all I can think to say. Is at that point, what move does affect him? In your opinion.
impact there, Booker. Knees to the gut. Covers it. Don't waste any time, T. Don't waste any time. Press the button. Press the button. Hate to show you the heart of a champion. He's got himself in trouble first with Pentatella and then with Bella and Dog. Can he put it away tonight? Put gold around his waist. It's the kick coming right back. Oh, our same mindset.
Something with the head.
Comes out on top.
Well, that's most finishers. I'm gonna be real with you. Most finishers hit the head in some way.
Took kicks over on that last maneuver. And the opponent's momentum against the DDT, but King slides out the back. And face first goes Saints. King from behind. Shoulders down. Another here.
He could have got that toe, that bottom rope. That will be over.
I would have cheated. I would have talking about the bottom. You talking about he's necessary. I'm talking about Richie saying, super kick under the jaw. Champions rocked. And they'll say, looking for the coronation now. Countered there by Saints. Saints again. This time Grace. Back tornado DDT.
Oh man, I know he's got his fans on commentary. I just don't enjoy Booker T on commentary. It's a little much for me. I want to see Ricky in the next team. A while. I see him there for a little while. He's got the belt right now. I think he might get a run with the main NXT title before they bring him up. Main roster's so stacked right now, and they're getting so many people back that I don't think they should be. I don't think that they should be bringing in anyone new right now to main roster, or too many new people specifically. You gotta kind of build a new generation of NXT names anyway.
Over the past few weeks, you all have of expectations. From Snako in the gauntlet match, is he mere fingertips away from becoming the Women's North American Champion and stand and deliver? It hurts to lose, I know. But you can't let your failures define you. Let your failures teach you. If you fear failure, you're simply putting limitations on your life. I'm going to be honest with you, Izzy. This NXT Women's roster is deep and rich with talent. So I need you to focus on how you're going to stand out from the pack. And I need you to take, and I need you to rip that spotlight from somebody and put it exactly where it belongs.
This video and
onto yourself. Gentlemen, Hank and Tank are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. So how do we build a stronger bond? How do we become a more cohesive unit in that ring? We work deeper than the surface level. If we do that, we'll find the results that we seek. As always, so I want you to rise up and seize control. But we want to go back to Las Vegas. It was Dark State versus Minneapolis.
How many people would you bring up to make sense? Not many. we've already got Fraxium officially on main. They're on the SmackDown roster on the website. But Roxanne, Julia, and maybe Fatal Influence on the women's side. Because I feel like Fatal Influence have done all they can do at this point, other than hold the main title, which I don't think they will. Let me look at the roster, and I'll give you an actual answer here. But yeah, I'd say Roxanne and Julia for sure. Metaphor as a faction. I know Noam just got the Heritage cut back, but just bring all of Metaphor up. I'd say Fatal Influence. Really reinvigorate that women's tag scene that way. And either Ethan Page, maybe Lexis King, and then maybe one other name that's been ready, like a Wesley. Like, so overall, 7 acts from NXT. That's usually about what they do every year. Last year we got Mello and
Just one long dermatologist. That's why you need a real look out. Come on, baby. Do a podcast or something. That's hurtful. So, just need the insurance for their stable.
Did you ruin the project? No, Nai, it's not.
Nothing. We've got new bounty. Bounty's 2 times more reps often, so you can use
Cora. Been down some amount of time. I know you really like her. I know you do. Trust me. I know. I feel like at this point, unless they were... Hi, JT. JT, I love you in a Christian-friendly way, bud. Not going to be a good night for shenanigans. I'm exhausted, just so you know. Thoughts on Smashing Pumpkins? That's a logical question to ask. Never mind, I saw what the next word was. Anyway, Zach, I know you like Cora, but she's not teaming with Roxanne anymore. If they bring her up, she's going to get lost in the shuffle. I think she's better to stay down in the NXT for now.
Yeah, that's what I said. Now they can pay less and pack just the TV they want.
Have her come up a little later in the year.
You're getting the picture. I forgot to wash my red shirt. Just wear it again. I added Unstoppable to Builder Block, and it keeps all clothes fresh all day.
Did I work today? She's not something I'm actually paying attention. No, Unstoppable.
Nice try, Squirt. What the heck is that?
I just answered this bad dog. I just answered it like 2 minutes ago. Like, Zach asked me who I would bring up, and I said Metaphor, Fatal Influence, Roxanne, Julia, Lexis King, Ethan Page, maybe Wesley. But just exhausted, man. Like 5 hours ahead. I'm just tired, man. I was in my car for 12 hours today. And I gotta do it again tomorrow. And I probably gotta do it again Thursday. Because essentially at this point, I am... Why maybe Wesley? Because they recently kind of bogged him down by giving him Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont. Those two aren't main roster ready, but Wesley is. But yeah, no, like, I'm like $100 short on being able to pay rent tomorrow. So I gotta... do I like Nickelback? I sure do. I sure do. If it wouldn't get me copyright claimed, Burn It to the Ground would be the theme of LS11 Raw. But also, we stopped doing the intros because, like, people were clicking away in the middle of the... were not sitting through the intros. So like maybe premiere episodes will get intros, and that'll be it for me. But long story short, yeah, I'm like $100 short, and so because unfortunately it's the only income I gotta go out and deliver tomorrow so I can make that $100. But yes, I do like Nickelback quite a lot.
And everybody's been asking me, did you expect this to happen? Did you expect this to happen and stand and deliver? And honestly, no, I didn't. Now I expected me and
Favorite song from Nickelback? Probably Burn It to the Ground. Pretty basic one. Or,
and when things started turning sideways,
let me open up Spotify.
to give him the benefit of the doubt. And it made me think about when we were kids. Stacks would pop off on somebody bigger than him. What'd I do? I stepped in and I handled it. And it didn't matter if it was on the schoolyard, it didn't matter if it was in the streets. I always had his back because that's what loyalty is all about. Now, Stacks, he's always had his eyes on.
Can I do graphics for $100? I mean, if someone commissioned me right this minute with a 24-hour turnaround, yeah, but I can't guarantee that I would make the money from it. But let's see, what songs from Nickelback do I have in my car or on my playlist?
To be the underboss. So I rewarded him. But at the same time,
Yeah, probably Burn It to the Ground. I do like How You Remind Me as well. Have I ever heard of Bon Jovi? Have I ever heard of Bon Jovi? Coming in here asking me, have I ever heard of Bon Jovi? Oh my goodness.
he waited. He waited for the right moment. He waited for the whole world to be watching. He waited for stand and deliver. He took that knife and stuck it right in my back.
Union's been on strike. He's down on. Tommy's got his 6-string and Hawk. Now he's holding it. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer. Whoa.
Does that answer your question? I've ever heard of Bon Jovi?
Standing across from you, those Manson lamps staring back at me. Then I thought, what the Don would do. The security's out there anyways. Nothing was gonna happen. But Tony, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to hear. I'm sick of taking your orders. You were getting soft. You talk about this pledge, this code you live by, but you're making decisions that allow people like the Dark State to think they can push us around. You aren't capable.
Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I have no idea what that is.
Let's be honest, T. You were never gonna leave the family anyways. So you left it to me. I had to take the reins myself.
I'll listen to it at some point. So that was 17-year-old Xander. He couldn't grow a beard.
And you're shaking. Your underboss and best friend gone. Luca gone. And then you send Rizzo into hiding. You're losing more power every day. Probably thinking to yourself, What's next? Can I even trust my own family?
Uh-oh.
Let's be real. You don't even know who you can trust right now. Do you?
Yeah, some of the family are ambushing Tony.
These guys out here doing a bit. Stacks trying to take out the Don. Paranoia running rampant. You want to be the Don? Well, you're gonna have to bring your ass down here and take it yourself.
Dead or alive. I'm a you give love a bad name kind of guy. Tony and call possibly. I don't know. Maybe. I really don't know.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is boom. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Oh boy, another one of the Xfinity Wi-Fi commercials.
Hello, boom time. I'm gonna scream on 100 device. Good boy. Because I can. You're trying to scream at me. I'm not just prioritizing my device. I'm shifting the paradigm. Me sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi? Yeah. Good thing there's plenty to go around.
Let's see.
I graduated from Southern New Hampshire University. I always said I would go back to school when I had time. I went on a website, I spoke to an admissions counselor, and we applied right then and there. That's when the journey really begins.
Well, through the program, having the support that I had really helped me understand what I can accomplish.
And I learned this just by taking classes at night while I wanted a full-time job.
The resources at SNHU were incredible.
I think if
And
I would choose SNHU all over again.
My kids can't hide anything from me. Especially when they've been using toilet paper that doesn't hold up. Charlie Ultra Strong has a diamond hue texture that's more durable. And it cleans better, so you can use less.
do I see Zarya turning? Oh yeah, no doubt. It'll happen sooner or later.
Well, I'll be only paying for what you need.
It's definitely gonna happen sooner rather than later. Especially now that Zarya, or now that Soul's got the belt.
We're live on Beach Street TV. School against the winning champs. Flames Dodgers 5-6 on Beach Street TV. Shift the list. Shift the list. Gonna butter out the ride. Shrimp fish and fried. From Bon 99, we're on our boat. Put 'em on a try. Indeed. Fish, delish.
Advantage certified most accurate. It's a title the First Alert Weather Team has earned 10 years in a row. 10 years of getting it right, day after day, storm after storm. It means our work right here makes it easy for you to plan for changes out there. From the rain that wrecks the commute to big temperature swings, our agenda is your day, your plan, your life. At Atlanta News First, we get it right, you get it first.
Okay. There. Dynamite is now written. Give me a second. Let me make sure I've got the right week written here for myself. All right, that is week 44 out of 52. We are 8 weeks from from WrestleMania and the end of the season. Double or Nothing will be the weekend before Mania, and then after that, there'll just be a week off. I'll get a week off finally, and then WCW will premiere the first week of season 7.
Your safety, your time, your peace of mind matters to us. Locally owned station. Atlanta News First, our agenda is here. This week's CW Sports Saturday is back with wall-to-wall action. First NASCAR Xfinity Series event in Texas, where the top drivers look to make their mark on one of the fastest tracks in NASCAR, followed by the next stop on the Grand Slam Track Series. The fastest athletes in the world compete for millions of dollars in Miami. It's a full
Okay.
CW Sports Saturday this week starting at 1:30 Eastern.
But yeah, so to give you guys a quick little rundown here, what you can expect on Dynamite this week. Will Ospreay and Jay White are going to come face to face. Kyle O'Reilly faces Kota Ibushi. We're going to hear from Jon Moxley. Deonna Purrazzo faces the returning Toni Storm. We're going to hear from Jeff Jarrett. We're going to have a number one contenders match for the TNT title. When it's Dalton Castle versus Ricochet versus Johnny TV versus Brian Cage. And the main event is going to be Bullet Club of... Oh, Metaphor all back together.
I think we all need to talk. Let's just sit down for a second.
Oh, no.
You know, Norm, a lot has changed since you've been gone. I mean, I was in the Royal Rumble. Jakar and I, we were in Saudi. We had an opportunity at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. And Aura, he's been killing it on the ball. But honestly, Aura's always been Norm's main man. It's time for Aura to be Aura's main man on the ball.
Yeah.
And Miss Jackson, oh, my sister, it's time for you to be about your action. And me, it's time for me to lash out and do my thing.
Oh, no. Metaphor splitting up.
What made this group special is they always took care of our individual needs. And if it means that we need to go our separate ways to be the stars that we know we are, then that's the move.
Oh, no.
Last time, going back and saying, always. I love you all. I'm so proud of everything you've done.
So everyone's going their separate ways. Oro's going to Evolve. Noam's got the Heritage Cup. Lash and Jakara are splitting up. That's certainly a choice. Who's my favorite member of the Shield? Seth Rollins was my first favorite wrestler ever. So there's my answer. But the main event of Dynamite is going to be Bullet Club of Jay White, Finn Juice, and B. Priestley up against Will Ospreay, Edge and Christian, and the AEW Women's Champion, Anna Jay. So there you go. 4 big matches, handful of segments. I'll get that recorded here shortly once the show goes off the air. Hopefully it shouldn't be... Solruk on Zarya's shoulder is brilliant. Why Solruka got the theme from the Goo Lagoon level of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom? I've only just realized that. No one tournament. Yeah, but we lost out on another women's tag team that way, which is unfortunate.
She was able to almost pull herself to the top of that ladder booker if you go back to Las Vegas. exactly how the thing play out. Did you guys see the way Zari was
Favorite match of all time?
over there and saw her holding
I don't know.
You talk about something that's a little odd, Graves. She found it out how I found to use the word we on the channel. It was like the royal we. Like, we're doing really well. We're having a great time. Oh, X Factor.
I don't know. I'm not someone who really rewatches matches, so I don't know. I probably used to have an answer, but I think I'm too tired to think about it too hard right now.
No, I mean, you know, I'm not going to get into family business, but I always tell you about that thing that's not your business. Some things that concern you. Stalemate between these two forces, Soul Ruku understand.
I can't remember what it is right now. I'm sure I have an answer. I'm sure I do.
We start to look at the rest of the women's division. I think the company has done very well since Spears has voluntarily stepped aside and allowed the rest of the cast to find their place in the spotlight. I think it bodes very well for Dan and the rest of the team. Look at X-Men's right on time. I like this too. Ruthlessness. That's what it's yeah, baby. Into the cover, trying to pin the Women's North American champion. And Booker, how can the women in this division start to stand out from the pack? I mean, that's something. That's a really, really hard question. Because we've got so many ladies in this division that's so talented. For a talented division. And the only thing I would say, figure it out. Figure it out. It's the only job we need. Action right now. We take center stage in the main event. The Women's World Champion Io Sky is leading with
Zach says Sean and Kurt from Mania 21. That's a good one.
And another near fall Graves. A victory certainly would put Petrovic a championship title conversation. Every matchup is of the utmost importance right now in NXT Women's Division. You may not get a title shot off one victory, but you got to build it up because as you guys were saying a few moments ago, the division is so deep with such incredible talent right now. Only way you can figure out how to stand out.
Oh man.
He's saying right now that is rocking and rolling in this match with Daria on the outside of his woman as ever. It's sold out. Looking for a back. We're back. Black Garden. And now we could be seeing that whole and this could be the tide turner in this matchup. This might be exactly what Carmen needed. Right now, Carmen Petrie is on top of her game.
All right. Probably my favorite match probably involves Angle. I'm trying to think of which Kurt Angle match it is though. I know a lot of people would immediately assume because Trips is my favorite of all time that it's you know, Trips versus Angle, but it's not. And Sol Ruka with the dub. I do like Kurt and Sean from 21. That is a good match. I like a lot of the Kurt and Brock matches, which I can't say those are my favorites anymore for obvious reasons. AJ and Cena from SummerSlam 2016 is another favorite of mine.
Who, in my opinion, is just getting warmed up in this game.
Kurt and Taker, No Way Out. Yeah, I think I have. Probably. Good for Carmen. Good for Carmen. He was being toxic. You deserve better, girl. What are we getting a sneak peek of? Oh, Trick Williams is on some CW sitcom. How about, or CW show? Not sitcom, but drama, I guess.
Myself to a little upgrade, changing my body image. All it takes is positivity, a very painful laser, a little bit of crying, and bam, Pete's tattoo free. So when Verizon announced that everyone gets a free phone on any plan guaranteed, 0 lasers, I'm like, count me in, dude. Hey, seriously, who's doing that? A free phone? Look at this thing. I don't even need a case. That's how fun. Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
Hey, it's Grant. And the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that tangy Smokehouse Barbecue sauce paired with
Oh, man.
original filet. Sugar bacon. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Real guests paid for their testimonial. Febreze, when you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. Keep things fresh with Febreze bathroom. It's an outlet-free air freshener with 5 odors for 45 days. So even after the room is flush.
Sent Ray a text to see who he wants on main event this week. I'm gonna try and get everything done this week. Schedule my alarm to get me up at an early time tomorrow. Same thing. Figure if I can wake up at a decent time tomorrow, get out there to the warehouse that I do my delivery job at a decent time.
That thing, throw it in the fridge. Oh, what's it? Some kid dog food in the fridge? It's not dog food. That's fresh pack. Real meat, real veggies. For my boy June. With disrespect, but what you doing here?
I start early. I get out there, 8 o'clock. Get started then. I can maybe get done by like 3 or 4 and then get home at a decent time. I'll figure it out. I'm a smart guy. I'm just tired. I'm a smart guy who's very tired, is what I am right now.
You think they can swim? Well, they're pirates.
I made the decision to move here with you. Work at the crossing.
Kurt Tanker at No Way Out 06 is such a banger. Hey, Pierre. What's up, bud? Good to see you. Sorry, my neck just did that randomly. I get those weird twitches sometimes. How good? How am I? I'm good. Good. It was just I was in the car a lot today. Like, I was in the car a lot today. I delivered all day. I picked up the delivery at 9:45 a.m. and I dropped off the last part of the delivery at 6:02 p.m. So I worked from 10 to 6. So I worked 8 hours, roughly. And then I didn't go home till 7 because I had to drive. But it took me an hour to get there. So really I worked 8 to 7. Because it takes about an hour to get out to the warehouse.
WWE Superstar Sunday. New episodes Sunday at 8, only on A&E. Watch next day on the A&E app.
Your Darkseid Tech Hendry. If the Nemeths hadn't beaten the Hardys, given the TNA tag shows, Darkseid could be cool. I'm not gonna be terribly shocked if Trick takes the belt off Joe.
Check out that deck, please. Check your body.
So he may have that neck piece, but he doesn't have what he wants. Championship gold around his waist.
Let's talk about
I could see Trick and Joe pretty much swapping between companies. Yep, could kind of see it.
Hold on, maybe this microphone ain't working. Let me try it one more time. I said, Joe Hendry. See, I've been calling your name all night long, and somehow your ass done disappeared. And you better be glad Dark State got to you before I did, because even those young punks know Joe Hendry don't belong here, dog. But I ain't gonna lie, Joe. You got the best.
Oh my god. Did I just get... Why do I keep getting the same 3 notifications? I keep getting the same ZipRecruiter notification. I keep getting the same Zaxby's coupon, and I keep getting the same Arby's update. Leave me alone. What have I missed on NXT? Hendry got laid out by Dark State. Carmen seemingly broke up with Ashanti. And Metaphor broke up.
With some of my good old friends. And in case y'all ain't heard by now, Chick Willie hitting the big screen. Coming to the CW network on Chick Willie's second show, season 7 of the all-hit show on America. The season finale, I'm making my debut. Let's talk about that. What I'm trying to tell you, Joe Hendry, is you and me ain't on the same level, dog.
Hollywood trick chance now.
Joe Hendry, you local talent. We ain't on the same level, dog. And while you're trying to figure out your lane in this business, you look at my lane. The same lane as people like The Rock. You thought. People like John Cena. Joe Hendry, you can't see me. But while you're trying to figure it out, Joe, I'm moving on to bigger and better things. You already know what that is. That's the NXT Championship. Over. I meant what I said. I want my title back. And you know what you got. And it belongs to me.
Oh, that's Ava's theme.
Just don't get it. I mean, last week I had to kick you out of the arena because you wrecked the place, destroyed a camera, but it still wasn't enough, was it? Because you went on over to another promotion and attacked their champion. What are you doing?
See, Ava, I would hear you out, but I need you to hear me out right now. Because I did some thinking about it myself. I used to think that Trick Williams was NXT. But after Sunday, I see Trick Williams is bigger than NXT.
At least Metaphor is still on good terms.
Biggest superstar here. And after Sunday, I'm the biggest superstar at TNA too. Joe Hendry, I hope you
Biggest superstar here. Here's some really bold claims and all of this just to get your title back. You know what? You want another shot so bad? You can have one. But this time, you're not cutting the line. You're actually going to take about 25 steps back. Because next week, there's going to be a 25-man battle royal for the #1 contendership.
Oh, a battle royal next week. How fun.
All 24 of those other men. And the title shot's all yours because the winner of that battle royal will face Oba Femi at Battleground for the NXT Championship.
I assume Joe will probably also be in the Battle Royal. Maybe we'll get some other TNA cameos in there. That'd be nice.
Fan of you when you came into NXT. And when you took what I love the most, my NXT Women's Championship, but after being inside the ring with you and having the same exact idea, I think
You are a great champion.
I understand now.
You are right. The prodigy and the beautiful mothers together.
Oh boy, Hank and Tank. Still don't get the appeal. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice to see some TNA cameos in that Battle Royal next week. But Battle Royal means I'll be watching. You know I love me a Battle Royal.
Choose to be a wishmaker because I want to provide a fun experience for families in need.
This World Wish Month, WWE is partnering with Make-A-Wish to help grant more life-changing wishes to children with critical illnesses.
Some of my favorite memories in my career have come from meeting Wish kids at our events.
I met an awesome Wish kid a few months ago. His whole courage definitely inspires me.
this was my best day ever.
You can help make a wish come true. Find out how you can support Make-A-Wish at wishmaker.org.
The next episode of NXT is presented by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. Dr. Rick, we are thinking sandwiches again for lunch.
What about the ladder match? What
They can be tough for young homeowners.
what are we talking about?
They're known for their rubber. When the door closes, so does the conversation. Oh, yes, gotcha. Okay. Looks like a soup of the day's tomato bed.
Protect you from getting infections, but we can protect you.
I could go tuna melt. If you want to go Reuben, we could do a mix and match.
Welcome to the 100-degree sweat test. Which one of these two antiperspirants can stand up to the heat? Looks like ordinary antiperspirants can't take the heat. Ordinary antiperspirants can't fight sweat better than Secret Clinical. Try new Secret Clinical Strength Spray.
The combo meal changed the game.
It was fantastic. Oh, okay. But it still doesn't really explain why I said it in the chat with no context, I guess, but alright. Floats your boat, I suppose.
Many things, even for children with moderate to severe eczema. Can stir a sense of wonder. Can make a ride go smoothly. Can make a smile stretch ear to ear. Dupixent can help your child stay ahead of eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. When attached is all in good fun. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Severe allergic reactions.
For those wondering, I'm finishing the Royal Rumble by the numbers graphics tonight. I'm almost done, actually. I'm on the big, essentially the big overall number of eliminations graphic now. I'm on the women's one. Made the men's one last night, as we know.
See the difference. Reach out to your child's eczema specialist today.
Flights and comfy feels with Skechers slip-ins, arch fit sneakers. Just step in and go. Getting through airport security will be a breeze. Plus, the style Colby Arcade comes in so many stylish colors to go with all your fave travel outfits. Skechers slip-ins, arch fit sneakers.
We were born on the battlefield and answered the call when America needed us most. The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. Now, with our Freedom of Choice pricing program, visit your local dealer to choose your offer, cash incentives, or employee pricing for all. Jeep, America's most patriotic brand.
freedom of choice pricing, get 10% below MSRP for an average of $5,650 under MSRP, or get employee pricing for all of these 2024 Jeep Wrangler models. See your local Jeep brand dealer.
Let's see. Seen Triple H versus Cactus Jack match? No way. Yes, I've seen both. So many people always talk about how great of a match it is, so I ended up watching them at some point. Yeah, I've seen the Triple H Cactus Jack matches. Keep in mind, though, that kind of, like, bloody battle isn't really my style. Never really has been, never really will be. Of course, Cactus Jack has appeared in LS11 Universe, never in a retro event of any kind, but he did appear. He's made cameos whenever Foley does appear. Mick Foley, I mean, last season appeared at WrestleMania as All Three Faces. Alright, look at the lineup of the Battle Royal. Okay, that... Wait, is that Timothy Thatcher? Wait.
NXT title opportunity. We just read from it.
Yeah, is that fucking Timothy Thatcher?
That battle round, the title will stay on the shoulders of Opa Femi.
Undertaker?
Get your yard. It's a lot coming from you. This your yard for now. Just so you know. G. And they're gonna be soon. Challenge. I know you would.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup now. Okay, so no Quarter Catch Crew, Lexus King, Wesley and his friends, Dark State, Ridge Holland, Javon Evans, some Evolved dudes I've never heard of, Eddie Thorpe, Timothy Thatcher, apparently, Ethan Page, another guy I've never heard of, Briggs, Inamura, and Trick. Oh, apparently Thatcher's been on Evolve. All right. Let me text Ray. That's one of his guys. Yeah, this is news to me. Ray's gonna make it 5-some for Imperium or NXT. He's under a WWE ID contract. Did not know that. Sorry, last thing else. Yeah, he was in NXT. He had the Ring of Honor Pure title. The original idea was he was going to have that be the stand-in for the Heritage Cup, and then I ended up not doing that. And I ended up being like, we're going to go back to more realistic style with the roster, and now I'm like, all right, we're ripping the Band-Aid off. There's no going back after this with the streamline. Like, there's no fucking going back at this point. Like, when, long story short, essentially, I backed out, and now with the streamline coming up with WCW, it's like Band-Aid's being ripped off of the whole realistic thing, where now anyone can go anywhere. There's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube at this point. Like, we do this, and there's no going back. No getting cold feet this time.
How do you actually properly describe the journey of entertainment? Listen, I've only been here for a short time watching first person NXT. And listen, Hank particularly, I remember being backstage catering when I was on SmackDown. The guy had way too much energy. It looked like he was the perfect type beat by the Wolves. But he withstood all the pressure. He's turned into a diamond. Pressure can make you crumble, it can make you great. And that's what we've seen out of Tank, especially recently. Well, we're going for a point you said, Booker. I mean, did they, being the champion, negate some of those other teams, or did they have it inside them all?
But yeah, I'm glad I didn't end up recording anything with Thatcher in Ring of Honor recently. I actually didn't. Like, before people think, oh, Xander's being sarcastic because he just recorded something with Thatcher in Ring of Honor. Nope, sure haven't. So some exciting news for you all. We now know, Ray and I do, who the Money in the Bank holders in Season 7 are going to be. We've decided on the men's and women's holders. And I'm not going to say who decided on who, because that might kind of give away if someone from Raw or SmackDown is winning each one. But I will simply say we've pretty much figured out who the briefcase holders this season are going to be, and I'm excited about it.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. Liberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty. Welcome to the Hollow Tree, where since the dawn of magic, we've baked EL fudge cookies deliciously delicious. Introducing our new EL fudge choco vanilla cookie. Perfecting your swing is hard. But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Did you know 80% of women are struggling with hair damage, just like I was? Pantene Miracle Rocky Deep Conditioner with melting Pro V pearls blocks the moisture that repairs 6 months of damage for resilient, healthy looking hair. If you know it's Pantene.
When you know you made a difference.
difference for somebody, it's very gratifying.
You get to help them and put them in a better place.
Let's see. No more realistic WC if you were the big boys play. Honestly, Wardlow versus Obo would be fun. Wardlow versus Obo set me up WrestleMania again. Sure, yeah, Money in the Bank staying at WrestleMania because Ray and I are not doing 5 pay-per-views together a year again. Or we never have. We're not doing 5 a year together. Like, it is a fucking headache and a half to do the ones that we do already. Like to do Rumble Mania, Rumble Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series together. Like, it's a pain in the ass to do all of those together. We're not tacking Money in the Bank on there as well. So we just... Money in the Bank is more for the people who are lower down the card to rise up the card anyway. So, I mean, look at last year. Kevin Owens won it at WrestleMania last year. It literally is now being used kind of the same way it was being used in real life, which is a way to also get people on the show that wouldn't have been otherwise. Like last year, Kevin Owens had nothing. Kevin Owens was supposed to main event night 1 last year. He was supposed to be in the role Johnny Gargano was in. I've been over this 1,000,001 times. The fan backlash to Johnny losing to Gunther. Essentially, Johnny Gargano fell upward to get his WWE title win at WrestleMania. Like, if you haven't heard this story before, it's kind of crazy. Like, it was supposed to be Kevin Owens. It was all just this big spiral that got Johnny where he was. He was supposed to lose to Brock at Halloween Havoc, and then they were going to run it back at Survivor Series, and he was going to he was going to get squashed at Halloween Havoc, and then come closer but lose at Survivor Series, and like at most it was probably going to lead to him winning the US title at WrestleMania, and then and then Brock had the allegations come out, so we had to quickly scramble to get him out of LS11 Universe. Scrambled, got him out of Universe, moved Johnny into the match with Lashley and Bronson, and made it the #1 contenders match. Johnny won it. I was like, well, can still do the big monster that brings out the old Johnny wrestling, while Johnny still comes up short with Gunther instead. It worked. Did the 6-man tag match on one of the first Raws of 2K24. Johnny and FTR won it on accident, so it made the Rumble match happen. And but yeah, and then after that, the Rumble match wasn't supposed to happen. They won the 6-man on accident. There was so much fan outrage when Johnny lost at the Rumble that I was like, all right, sorry, Kev, but I think I got to run with Johnny. And so it was changed from Kevin Owens versus Gunther to Kevin Owens versus Johnny Gargano versus Gunther. And then it just became Johnny Gargano versus Gunther round 3 because I felt like it was a more satisfying payoff to have it be a 3-match trilogy with Johnny ultimately winning in the end. And then Gunther went to SmackDown. And then we also got one of the best stories of season 6 out of it, in my opinion, which has been the still going Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano story. I don't see Hank and Tank losing here. I assume they're going to run with Hank and Tank for a while. But yeah, I think the best way, like really the best way to describe the story of Johnny Gargano becoming WWE champion is falling upward. Those, you genuinely feel the YouTube revolt. So Johnny was Cody in this situation. You didn't want your Bryan 2014 give you some triple threat. That was a triple threat. Giving KO the briefcase though was a phenomenal call. Yeah, right. Like I ended up thinking that, Ray was like, hey, if I'm taking over SmackDown, I want the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. I've got ideas for Indy Hartwell with it. So if you want the men's briefcase, then that's fine. And so I kind of had that moment of clarity of just like, well, we had a hard time picking who we were going to put it on. Kevin Owens was supposed to win at WrestleMania. He's been one of Johnny's only friends on Raw since Ciampa's on SmackDown. So what if it's Kevin? And so ultimately the right choice was to do Kevin with the briefcase, Johnny winning the belt, and then
What's the they got hit by Avis and Alpha. Battle Royale? It's a battle royale. Yeah. So apparently there's going to be Bob talent, TNA talent, and maybe some LSG talent. Damn.
Okay, apparently TNA is going to be in there next week after all. It'll be a huge battle royal.
You know some piss that you right? For what? Even with Javon? Yeah. You're outside the group, bro. Who cares? Charlotte will get over it. It's time for us to break out. I'm talking about you too, Tavion. It's battle royale. That's our chance. I know it is, bro, but what's Charlie gonna say? Who cares what Charlie's gonna say? We've done everything that Charlie ever asked about. It's time that we think for ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but next week, I'm in that battle. I want in too. What's Charlie gonna say?
Well, Charles is a complex man. He has many thoughts about many things.
What is everything?
Alright, main event's coming up, apparently. I swear to God, did I get the same notification again? No, actually I did. I did get the notification my payment from today is processed, so I can go ahead and forward that to my bank account. And I got kicked out of my account, so I gotta log back in. But yeah, it was kind of a situation, like Zach said, I didn't want a Daniel Bryan situation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. I was like, I'm not against Johnny winning the belt. I wasn't gonna just...
In summary, life is hard, but saving money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive is easy.
I wasn't gonna sit there and just be like, if I had been like, no, I think the Kevin Owens story is the better way to go, then I would have just stuck to my guns and done the Kevin Owens story if I truly thought I could make better story out of it. But honestly, I think ultimately the Johnny story ended up being a lot better than anything I would have had in mind for Kevin Owens. Like, you can even see Kevin Owens was still the plan for a long time. Like, you can literally see at the Royal Rumble, it's being set up. If you go back to Royal Rumble last season, season 5, when Johnny Gargano loses, Imperium come out to try and attack him, and Kevin Owens is the one that lays them out. Like, Owens lays out Vinci and Kaiser. And it was like, all right, well, we're going forward with Kevin Owens. And then people started actually revolting when Johnny lost. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, the story's right here of Johnny Gargano's not been world champion in 2.5 years. And as Ray had put it in the past, we can't not have a Johnny Gargano face world title run. Johnny Gargano's only world title run as a heel in LS11, that just doesn't sit right, Like, it doesn't sit right that one of the natural Daniel Bryan-like face only ever had one world title run and it was a heel. And I think like Ray was definitely onto something with that, and I don't think that's how Ray had it in mind of happening, but it worked out. And then there was the whole Rocky story that we could do with it. I will say the thing that makes me most sad, if you watch the Gargano video package, it literally has Gargano across the screen like the start to Rocky. It was originally set to Gonna Fly Now, which if you don't know what that is, that's the theme from Rocky, the dun 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 dun. That, like, it was set to that, but no matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to remix it, how much I tried to edit it, it was getting copyright claim after copyright claim. So I changed it to the video game version of Rocky, which is Punch Out. So and it works just as well. Unfortunately, not to the same extent, but it still works.
How about we make that ass disappear tonight? Joe Hanson, things done changed, fool. We ain't worried about breaking no internet. We just want to break your internet sensation, dog. Man, champion, challenger. When the lights go out, don't look around.
Kevin Cash was so damn good. Who from TNA? We'll have to find out next week. I wouldn't be shocked to see the underlings of the system in there. Maybe Frankie Kazarian. Maybe maybe Leon Slater, if you actually want someone exciting.
Welcome back to Andre Chase University.
Chase U is back.
Obviously, it's been a while. That's 5 months ago. Rich Holland ended Chase University as we knew it. He forced me to let go of the people who helped build Chase University from the ground up. And I wasn't sure that I'd ever open these doors again. But never say never. Because today is a new semester with a new agenda. I chase you that.
Sorry, Mr. Chase, didn't you say we needed to be here at 9 o'clock? 10, is it? Yeah, pipe down, bro. Ain't nobody like the snakes, all right?
Hey, you're right. Sit down. Listen, I'm not going to sit up here and let other students talk to other students that way. We all wear these colors proudly. Now, Chase, as for your question. Question! You stupid son of a... You got questions? Questions. Your question.
Hell yeah. We got the old Andre Chase back.
Chase University?
Hell yeah. Chase U is back. So dumb.
Hey, at least we don't have any issues like that, right?
Congrats on the win tonight! Now look, so I don't mean to stutter you, but when I was champion, I defended that title every single match, and I thought you'd do the same, but I was wrong. And the audacity, you could have picked any woman in the locker room. Instead, you picked the girl who has more distractions than you can count. Some champion you are.
Okay, look, Kalani, if you have an issue with how I carry this title, then you can step up whenever you want.
Great. Next week, you're gonna
Hey, whoa. Saul is not defending that title against you next week.
I wasn't talking to you.
Saul, you busted your ass in that ladder match, put hours and hours into finally becoming a champion. She's not throwing around title shots just like that.
Throwing around.
So if you want to step up to Saul, you're gonna have to step up to me first.
Fine.
Hey, Joe. Tough week, man. Trick jumping you at Rebellion, and tonight with Dark State. You okay? Yeah. The Jew Titan, Trick Williams will get hits. But first, I need to get my hands on Dark State. Joe, let it be known. Tank and Tank, We believe, brother. As far as Dark State goes, let's say Hong Kong. Hank and Tanker there.
Oh dear God, I'm gonna have to like Hank and Tank for a week because they're gonna team up with Joe. God dang it. Ah, hell. So Pierre was mentioning a minute ago that Kevin Owens' cash-in was so good. Never when Johnny eliminated Kevin from the chamber. True. But yeah, Pierre mentioning that the KO cash-in was fun. I suppose that brings my question. What is everyone's favorite cash-in LS11 universe? We've seen a handful. We've had, in the main universe, we had EC3, we had Bailey, Adam Cole, and then the next season we had, who won it in season 3? Roderick Strong didn't get to cash it in, he dropped it to Cody. Cody cashed in on Rollins, and then the women's briefcase, it was Mandy Rose that season. And then season 4, we had, that was the year Cody cashed in, and then we had LA Knight, and the women's one is hard for me to remember, but it happened within 84 days again. I know that much. It was. I got it. Come on, I can do this. I booked the damn thing. I'm cheating. I'm pulling up the website. It was Alba Fire. Duh, because when she joined the 6. There was Alba Fire. The next season was Dom and Blair. And then this season we had Kevin Owens and Candice LeRae. And then with retro briefcases, we've seen the cash-ins of... We've seen the cash-ins of Christian in 2010. And Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose in 2014 and 2015, respectively. Of course, Heist of the Century still exists. Yeah, Adam Cole's still got a good one. I think I got to give it to Kevin Owens just because that one was all me with the booking of it. Let's see. I'm almost done with this graphic.
Love your plugins but wish you had more scent control? Meet the Febreze Plug Scent Booster. Enjoy the same 50 days of continuous scent as Febreze Plug, including a core purchasable 50 options and a boost button for extra scent. Febreze Plug Scent Booster.
Touch can mean so many.
Yeah, like I said, I'll do my best to have Dynamite out, as soon as I can for members and stuff. You guys just gotta kind of understand that I've been working 12-hour days pretty much just to try and afford my rent. And, had I known everything was going to happen with my job, or with my former substitute teaching job, the way it did, had I known that was all going to go the way it did, I would have been delivering already this month. And I would have already had the money for rent, so... Tomorrow I just gotta, pedal to the metal, get the rest of the money I need for rent, and then I'll be square to take a couple days off from delivering. But I should be back on track into this, because next week is supposed to be Supercard of Honor as well, so... That whole card is almost put together as well. This week's Honor Club will determine who the first Ring of Honor World title match is going to be. Like I said, I want to do a Retro Rumble or something soon. I've just got the itch to do another Rumble. I don't know which one I want to do. I'm between a few. I'm thinking maybe 2005 could be fun because that could kind of pick back up where the retro series that was like a weekly retro series left off. That could be fun. 2017 could be fun to try and fix, essentially. 2018 could be fun to revisit. 2013, because, you know, we already know who wins it, but... Like, we already know who wins it because it's been established in the retro series, but it could still be fun. Essentially, I want to do one that doesn't have Brock in it, obviously, because I had to deal with a lot of Brock when I was doing the 2016, 2015 retro stuff, and I just, yeah.
Coming to the Eagles Center in Tampa, Florida this May for Saturday night's main event. WWE Battleground, Monday Night Raw, and NXT. Got those tickets on sale.
Also, I will say I'm a little sad. Saturday night's main event on that whole weekend of Saturday night's main event, Battleground, and probably Raw on the 26th as well. I will not be here for. I'm going to be in North Carolina for a convention. But, you know, I'm not going to be, because, like, I'm not going to do a watch along from a hotel. Obviously. 05, 06. Could Javon Evans be real as leader of Dark State and then take the TNA title off Hendry? I'd be down. Why not? All right, Joe Hendry on NXT again next week, and a Battle Royal. You already know I'll be there. You know my ass is watching if there's both Joe Hendry and a Battle Royal. You know what baffles me, stats-wise, that I've just done with the Rumble here? Alba Fire has 1 Rumble elimination. 1. Let's see, it'll lead up to Perfect and Savage. Could be fun. Could be fun. But yeah. I mean, I will say if I do 92, there's someone that finally has to be acknowledged as existing in LS11 universe. 2010 could be fun as well. Only issue there is it's the 40-man, so I'd have to figure something out there. But yeah, no, Alba Fire has 1 career elimination, and it was eliminating AJ Lee in the season 5 Rumble to win it. But the Women's Rumble by the numbers is done. Gonna get that put on the website here in a second, and then I'm done making graphics for the night, and I'm gonna enjoy these last few minutes of NXT TV. 40 was 2011. Oh yeah, you're right, it was. 2010 was when Edge returned, right?
Congratulations on an unbelievable career. This matchup gets started. It looks like it's Perez and Io. But Perez not gonna like what she just ran into. But what could out here now in the Juggernaut strikes first. Genius of the Sky strikes second. And this matchup.
You guys gotta remember, again, was in the car for 12 fucking hours today. WWE legend Tony Atlas. I will say, only issue with doing a Golden Era Rumble is that there's a lot of people I would have to go get mods of or something.
Experience last night watching Rhea Ripley be beaten down by Julian Roxanne and Brett wasn't until Io arrived that the can slowed down. Wow. When it's Vader, the women's world champion, but also taking a step further for her. You think about leading up to WrestleMania, being disrespected by Bianca Belair, being disrespected by Rhea Ripley, almost being forgotten of sorts. Letting all of her talking be done in the ring. I'm trying to stick to the mom. Io encouraging for WrestleMania. And classic, by the way, covered by Grace. Looking for the victory and a kick out. When we talk about the history of this brand, you think about Io Sky defending the NXT Women's Championship in the first ever stand and deliver main event, a title that both her opponents had held. Beautiful Madness would like it back, but it's
all right.
That her partner Jordan Grace has dreams of. Well, and listen, Jordan understands that a win tonight, even in tag team action, is going to help her case for another title opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see. 2010 could be fun. That is the Edge return. I haven't done Mania 26 yet though, so I don't even know what I would be doing at 26. I think 26 is one of the ones Ray wants to do. I know 24 is one he wants to book at least. I know he's got shows that he's like, Xander, I want to do this retro show. What does it take to be unmodded in chat, in LS11 in chat? I don't know what you mean. No, that was your Orton one. That's Mania 25. 2009 could be fun because we know who wins that one in LS11 universe. We know Jeff Hardy wins that one, so that could be fun. That could be a fun one to do. Let me look at what the real life Rumble 2009 card looked like to see what I could come up with. Is that the Cena Umaga year? I think 2008's the Cena Umaga year. I'm looking at the card right now. You don't have to correct me if I'm wrong. No, that's the year that, yeah, this is the year, that was the year where JBL had Shawn Michaels in his corner for some fucking reason. Let's see. 2012, 2007, 07, I think was the 2012 wouldn't be bad. He means what it would take for you to unmoderate someone. Abuse of power, I guess. Like, I mean, Pierre is pretty much the only mod I've got at this point. Like, Hanzo and Shinobi are modded, and Soren's modded, but none of them are ever here. So Pierre's really the only mod. So pretty much it would take Pierre really pissing me off, which Pierre's just, like, $95. But yeah, yeah, no. It would take Pierre really pissing me off, which is going to be really hard for him to do, because Pierre and I get along like we've known each other our whole lives. It's weird. Like, we've never had a direct, like, voice chat. Pierre's popped in the Discord, but I can never hear him. I feel so bad I can never hear him. But we get along like we've known each other all our lives. It's weird. 2002. That's the year Trips won it, right? Yeah, that's the year Triple H won it, where he returned. That could be fun. Mania 18. Because like Rock Hogan definitely still happened in LS11 universe. The thing with LS11 universe history is that like Hogan was still around, and I will tell you all, spiritually, Hogan was at WrestleMania 8 in LS11 universe. There was one more match that didn't make the show, and it was Hogan and Flair. And Hogan Flair didn't happen on the actual Hogan and Flair didn't happen at the LS11 WrestleMania 8 because the Plane Ride from Hell documentary had come out the week before, and we weren't going to put Flair on the show. And Hogan's always just been a really awkward one. The greatest Royal Rumble. Ugh. No, thank you. I don't think I can... How can you replicate perfection? How do you improve the perfection that was the greatest Royal Rumble with, you know, Baba Tunde, Mojo Rawley in place of the Ultimate Warrior, and I think Baba Tunde in place of Yokozuna, or someone else. There was a sumo wrestler in place of Yokozuna, or Dan Matha, or Tucker. Roderick Strong was randomly in it. Oni Lorcan was in it. Yeah, Hogan's match was the dark match, essentially.
It's not dog food. It's fresh pet. Real meat, real veggies. It's for Peter. Peter?
What the fuck? My phone is going ballistic today. Like, my Spotify has started again. I'm restarting my phone. I'm restarting my phone to see if maybe... Hiroki Sumi, thank you. I could not think of his name. Thank you, Bad Dog. I could not remember his name. I'm restarting my phone because it's starting to freak me out a little. That is the second time Spotify has just randomly started playing on it.
Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific on the CW.
It's true, we've genuinely never had a straight up face-to-face conversation, but we click like that. Yeah, right? Like, and you know, I'm giving you a hard time mainly when I've never even heard your voice. I haven't. Because, like, you'll jump in the Discord calls, and I just can't hear you. And I'm like, how do I tell him I can't hear him without sounding like a dick? Like, when you joined that call with me, Tatum, and JT a few weeks ago, I could hear someone in your house talking, like, in the distance. But, like, I couldn't hear you, and, like, I had your volume all the way up, and I was like, I feel so bad, I can't hear him. Like, God, who was it? One of my friends growing up, I can't remember which one. You guys never met him, obviously, because he didn't do videos with me. But one of my friends growing up had such a shit microphone that I could never hear him when we played games together. God, what was his name? He was an online friend. I made an online friend when I was like in elementary school, like late elementary, early middle. Also, for those wondering, I uploaded the Women's Rumble like overall eliminations, and Rhea Ripley, of course. I'll just show you all. Rhea Ripley holds the record, and Pierre wasted no time saying, "Of course, it's Rhea," and that was me saying everyone's reaction to it being Rhea. I mean, there you go. Top 3. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Raquel tied for 3rd. And just a lot of women sharing the 1 spot, a lot of women sharing the 2. And, you know, Jordan Grace has only had 1 Rumble. I would not be shocked if she is... Whoops. There we go. I would not be shocked if in the next 2 years she's broken Rhea's record. Or is chasing the record, at least. Let's see. Fuck. Royal Rumble 2009 seems like it could be fun. Definitely got to change some things up. Because we've done WrestleMania 25, and we know Mania 25, how it went down in LS11 Universe. Yeah, no one is surprised when Rhea is on top in LS11. It doesn't shock anyone. It shouldn't shock anyone. I mean, it's pretty well known that I am, like, it's pretty well known that I lust over Rhea Ripley. Which is really awkward, seeing as her husband is one of my favorite wrestlers. Continental title! Oh, yeah! So I just pulled this up real quick, our Mania 25. Rey Mysterio got unmasked at LS11's LS11 Universe Mania 25. Like, I was really proud of the editing on this one. I redid the real-life spot. Just edited it there where Jericho pulled him into the small package and pulled the mask off. Yeah, so it was Money in the Bank ladder match, which was let's see who all was in. Let's see who all was in this. We had Jomo. We had Kof. We had Montavious Porter. We had The Big Show. We had Carlito. And we had that long-haired rascal CM Punk. Young upstart. And Punk won it. I remember that. Jericho taking the mask off Rey. We had Shawn and Undertaker the first time. Which actually the second time in LS11, because the first time was at Mania 8. Matt Hardy and Umaga for the ECW title. I was proud of that, by the way. It was a Rey and I collaborative idea. The Evolution Triple Threat for the World Heavyweight title, which, you know, it was me booking, so, like, it was me booking, so of course. Of course. Of course the game won and picked up big gold. And then, World's Greatest Tag Team versus Priceless and unification match for the tag titles. Like, this is, Edge versus Christian, no holds barred. I don't remember what the context was of why we did this. It's 2009. I'm sure there was a reason. World's Greatest Tag Team had these belts. Priceless had the World Tag titles. It's a new day. New day. It's a new generation. A new generation. And then, Mark Henry squashing Kane for the U.S. title. And the main event, which a lot of people absolutely loved this main event. I personally really loved this main event. Jeff Hardy beating John Cena to become WWE Champion. And then having Matt run down. And just this spot was really cool. I had to do a lot of editing to make this work. Where both the Hardys held up their titles together. But I made it work. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Christian cost Edge of the Rumble. And Io and Jordan win. This duo of Roxanne and Julia not off to a winning start. Agreed on the Cena and Jeff front. 100% agreed. Yeah, let's see. So, obviously, Jeff Hardy would be winning the Rumble. We know that much. would have to figure out how to get the WWE title onto Cena. Batista would have to have the World Heavyweight title heading into Mania. Women's title, I feel bad that I didn't do anything with it at Mania 25, but I wasn't going to do the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal. I'll go ahead and tell you that. And then Jack Swagger versus Matt Hardy for the ECW title. Jeez. So essentially, there'd be 4 title matches, the 3 world titles and the women's title, and then the Rumble. Pretty easy for me to figure out. I'm sure I could come up with something.
Here, and you did amazing on Raw last night. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Eva, but I'm ready to defend my championship. Who is my next challenger?
Well, given everything that's happened, I think it should either be Julia or Jordan Grace. Well, listen, I already know what you're going to say, and here's what I'm going to do. Next week, they're going to have a #1 contenders match.
All right, Jordan versus Julia next week.
Great.
Not forget next week, 25 superstars. It is a #1 contender battle royal. Who heads to Battleground? And how about this colossal 6-man tag that was just announced tonight? Joe Hendry, the TNA World Champion, joins forces with Tag and Tag, the NXT champions.
Oh boy, next week's NXT is gonna be interesting, isn't it? All right. Cool. That is a wrap on NXT. Really fun episode. I gotta go study for my exam, and then I gotta do AEW, and I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Great time, fun to be here. Really enjoyed doing this stream tonight. I really enjoyed getting to just kind of hang out as well. And I will see you all. I will see you all next time. All right.